What's going to happen here in the next hour and a half? My name is Travis and I come to you from Birmingham. That's not Birmingham, Alabama, as you've probably guessed. It's Birmingham, England. And I now reside in the United States. I live in New York City, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm here on behalf of the world's largest independently owned gallery and America's #1 art dealer. We sell more original works of art than any other gallery in the United States. We base ourselves on around about 65 cruise ships worldwide as an extension, and I do repeat, as an extension of our primary business, which is of course still our land business. We are located in Farmington Hills, Michigan. May I borrow that booklet right for a second? And if you open up your booklet to the first page right there, you will see a picture of our gallery. It is monumental. By a show of hands, who's familiar with our gallery? Who's acquired works from our gallery before? A few hands are raised in the room, some old faces. For the rest of you, you've just had the brief introduction. You'll get to know more over the next 3 days. And I'm here on behalf of the Park West Gallery to offer you artwork of between 20% below the land gallery retail price to sometimes as much as 60 or even 80% below the gallery price. Now what's going to happen is as follows. I will bring up each and every one of your requested works and works that I put in there as well that I'd like to talk about and recommend to you as well. I will then tell you a little about the artist. I will say this, at my first auction I took free art, you're going to bid once. On a $500 work, I start bidding at $1. Do I see $1 in the room? If you're in for $1, get your card in the air. Now, why don't I see every card raised? You do realize you can't buy a damn Coke on board this ship for $1, and I'm giving you a $500 work of art. So if you've got a card, get it in the air. And hold it high and proud. All right, I'm going to take the price of over $1. I haven't gone over $1 yet. Get those cards back in the air. When I go over the price you don't want to pay, you take down your card. Are you with me? Yes. So are you with me? Yes. Much nicer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I always like to see which gentleman would rather have a Heineken beer than the artwork on the stand. And currently nobody, that's good. Alright, here we go. 5 and 10 and 15 and 20 and 25 and 30 and 35 and 40 and 45 and 50, 55 and 60, 65 and 70, 75 and 80 and 85 and 90 now. 95 and 100 and 105. 2 cards at 105, 1 card at 105. Gallery price of $500, we're $105 in the front row. 110 on the county, 5, 130, 135, 140. 145, 145 on its own. 145 on its own going once. 145 on its own going twice. Are we all set done on the first work of the day? Hammers up. Hammers down. Card number 127 at $145. And the audience erupts with a round of indifference. Alright, here we go. You make an agreement with me right now. When I bring a work of art onto this, and I'll never forget this quote. If you walk into any town in the United States and while you're working for me, you're going to trip over a Starbucks and fall into a Kincaid Gallery. I understand what it means. What I'll ask you is this. How many times do you get the opportunity in this market? That means this. In May of this year, Christie's are having their annual graphic sale. You will see examples of Picasso's 347 suite etchings come up for sale at that auction. On the secondary market, the collectors are now selling. Now, their price range on the work might be $8,000 to $10,000 that they expect to see it sell for. We put a price range on the work of $22,000 to $26,000. So we will be at that Christie's auction. And if someone wants a major commercial art gallery in New York, whose artwork is more prominently displayed than anybody else's? Indeed, it is Peter Max. That's why they're comparable. They're also very comparable because Picasso changed 4 times in his career. Think about this. Picasso invented Cubism in 1907, and then just in 1915, when it wanted what I was trying to make, you're looking at a very, very significant late 20th century painter. If I put you guys in a time machine, and I put you back to 1898, and offered you an original oil painting by the last significant European art force of the...
Headed for Catalina.
啊，这是船头嘛？你看前面船头，前面空的。
船尾。
船头啦，这是头啦，这是头啦，你看到没有？这 头，我们这样进去，现在头这样倒来，头要出去了。
Captain Hawken is going to come on up, take care of all the official business, including welcoming you all not only aboard the beautiful Monarch of the Seas, but to his welcome aboard reception. And you'll find that he's a very gracious, interesting, and entertaining fellow. He's going to be talking about, let's see, he's going to talk about you, our guests. He's going to be...
Is about 1,000 tons per day, and the average freshwater consumption is about 50 gallons per person per day. And myself, I just use a few gallons. So, did you notice any rolling or movement of the ship? Yes, no, a little bit. We do have 4 stabilizers. They look like airplane wings, and they're always extended below the surface of the water when we're out at sea. They are actually very efficient in preventing the ship from rolling from side to side. And it is, of course, very important to remember to take them in before going into a port. On this cruise, we have a total of 2,575 guests from 36 different countries. And out of that number, 2,219 are from the United States. So you win this cruise. How has the crew been treating you so far? I At the moment, we have a total of 853 crew members from about 50 different countries. And I would like to take this opportunity to introduce to you some of the people who are actually working here on board the ship. And I would like to start with the staff captain, who's also the second in command, Henrik Sorensen from Denmark. Staff captain, as I said, is the second in command. He's the one who takes over whenever I feel seasick, like today. Next is our chief engineer, Pentti Tini from Finland. The chief engineer is, of course, in charge of all those 30,000 horsepower as well as every technical aspect of the ship. The person in charge of the biggest department on board, our hotel director, Jim Hill from Canada. Our ship's doctor, Charlie Lobsher from South Africa. We have a very professional team of 2 doctors and 3 nurses at our medical facility down on deck number 1. Our food and beverage manager, Lester Lewis from the United States. The person in charge of the environmental operations on board and also responsible for our Save the Waves program, our environmental officer, Vidar Hagabey from Norway. And the lady taking care of crew welfare issues on board, our human resources manager, Marianne Villa from Canada. The lady in charge of the guest relations desk and also responsible for the financial operations on board, our chief